Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly achieve their dreams, while others remain stuck in an endless cycle of starting and stopping? What if the difference between extraordinary success and perpetual mediocrity came down to just one fundamental principle? Has this ever happened to you? You wake up on Monday morning filled with enthusiasm about 10 different goals you want to accomplish this year: losing weight, starting a business, learning a language, writing a book, renovating your home, only to find yourself overwhelmed and accomplishing none of them by December. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover might completely transform your approach to achievement. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. According to Neville Goddard, the master of manifestation, the distance between where you stand and where you dream to be isn't crossed by scattered efforts or vague intentions. It's conquered by focusing your mind with laser-like precision on a single blazing target. Not 10, just one. When you direct all your mental energy toward one clear objective, something remarkable happens. Your entire being aligns with that purpose, making achievement almost inevitable. Most people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they never harness the extraordinary power of concentrated focus. They're busy, but not advancing. They're moving, but in too many directions at once. Their energy is scattered like sparks, fading into darkness, powerful in potential, but ultimately ineffective. The secret lies in defining your goal with such stunning clarity that your mind has no choice but to pursue it. Vague ambitions produce vague results. When you can see, feel, and describe your objective in vivid detail, when you can picture it so clearly it feels almost real, you create a blueprint that your subconscious mind works tirelessly to manifest in reality. What you're about to learn goes against everything modern productivity culture tells us about multitasking and juggling multiple priorities. This approach might feel radical, even uncomfortable at first, but the most transformative truths often do. The mind is like a magnifying glass. When its rays are scattered, they warm slightly. When focused to a single point, they ignite. Imagine what would happen if, instead of dividing your attention among dozens of half-hearted ambitions, you channeled all your mental, emotional, and physical resources toward one towering objective. The clarity would cut through confusion like a blade through fog. Decisions that once paralyzed you would become effortless, measured against a single standard. Does this move me closer to my goal or not? In the coming minutes, I'll reveal exactly how to identify which single goal deserves your complete devotion and the precise method for defining it with such stunning clarity that your subconscious mind has no choice but to pursue it relentlessly. You'll discover how to program your mind to lock onto that singular goal with such unwavering intensity that success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. If these principles of achievement have resonated with you, hit that subscribe button now. I'm on a mission to share powerful insights that can transform your life, and I'd love to have you join this journey of extraordinary growth. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing what truly separates those who achieve greatness from those who merely wish for it. The hidden truth lies not just in selecting and defining your goal, but in the internal fire you build around it. This is where the real journey of transformation begins. Neville Goddard understood that the strength of your desire directly correlates to your likelihood of success. It's not enough to prefer achievement. You must need it, like oxygen. When your determination burns so fiercely that nothing can extinguish it, obstacles that would stop others merely become fuel for your resolve. Think about the most successful people in any field: entrepreneurs, artists, athletes. What they all share isn't just talent or opportunity, but an unquenchable inner fire that turns, "I want this," into, "I must have this." This level of desire doesn't flicker at the first sign of resistance. It doesn't dim when the path grows difficult. Instead, it intensifies, consuming doubt, fear, and hesitation. But here's the mindset shift most people miss. Developing this kind of fierce determination isn't about waiting for motivation to strike. It's a conscious decision you make daily, feeding the flames through visualization, affirmation, and immersion in your goal until it dominates your thoughts. When your desire burns this hot, failure becomes irrelevant, rejection becomes meaningless, and fatigue becomes invisible. The most powerful revelation, however, comes in understanding that this inner fire means nothing without immediate action. This is where the real impact happens. Every moment of hesitation strengthens the resistance against you. The longer you wait, the heavier the first step becomes. Behind the scenes of every breakthrough achievement is this fundamental truth. Action creates momentum. Momentum develops into obsession, and obsession ultimately produces results. The world doesn't respond to good intentions or someday plans. It bends to those who move decisively, who strike while fear still whispers. Consider this. The mind that hesitates grows weaker with each pause, but the mind that acts becomes unstoppable. Each bold decision proves to yourself that you can be trusted to execute. Each swift move reinforces your identity as someone who doesn't just dream, you do. This isn't about perfect action. Success doesn't require flawless steps, only consistent ones. Every empire was built one imperfect brick at a time. The person who acts and fails learns more, grows faster, and rises stronger than the one who hesitates and stays safe. Action transforms failure into feedback, while hesitation transforms opportunity into regret. The journey toward your singular goal requires both elements working in tandem. The burning desire that refuses to be extinguished, and the immediate action that gives that desire form in the physical world. Together, they create an unstoppable force that cuts through any obstacle. If today's message resonates with you, write in the comments, "My fire is lit." I'm curious to know how many of you are ready to harness this powerful combination in your own lives. When you combine laser-like focus with unquenchable desire and immediate action, something remarkable begins to happen. The universe itself seems to conspire in your favor as momentum builds and those around you begin to notice the transformation taking place. But what truly separates those who reach the summit from those who only dream of it? The revelation lies in what happens when you hit the inevitable wall. Every worthwhile journey encounters resistance. The path to your singular goal will test you with setbacks, rejection, and obstacles that appear as immovable as mountains. This is where the watershed moment occurs, the decisive crossroads where dreamers turn back and achievers press forward. The breakthrough understanding that Neville Goddard illuminated is this: persistence doesn't just overcome obstacles, it fundamentally changes you in the process. Each time you refuse to quit, each time you push through when logic says retreat, you're not just moving closer to your goal, you're becoming the kind of person for whom achievement is inevitable. Consider the metaphor of water against stone. A single drop makes no impression. 1,000 drops, no visible change, but consistent pressure, applied relentlessly over time, carves canyons through mountains. This is the hidden power of persistence. It's not about dramatic singular efforts, but the quiet, determined pressure applied day after day. What appears immovable will eventually yield if your resolve remains unshaken. Behind the scenes of every overnight success story lies this truth. They endured years of invisible progress, moments where advancement seemed impossible, periods where others couldn't see or understand their vision. The differentiating factor wasn't talent or luck. It was the decision to continue when stopping seemed reasonable. But here's where the journey takes an unexpected turn. The path of persistence doesn't have to be walked alone. In fact, your environment becomes either the wind at your back or the weight that slows your progress. This is why choosing your allies becomes as crucial as choosing your goal. The mindset revelation that most miss is this: we become like those we surround ourselves with, often without conscious awareness. When you stand among people who breathe ambition, who refuse mediocrity, who speak of possibilities rather than limitations, their energy doesn't just inspire you, it fuses with your own, creating a powerful current that elevates your potential beyond what you could achieve alone. Don't let this moment of clarity fade. Subscribe right now to continue exploring these life-changing principles. Each video builds on these foundations to help you command your destiny with even greater precision. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how your standards shift based on who you're around? How conversations with certain people leave you energized and expanded, while others leave you drained and diminished? This isn't coincidence. It's the invisible influence of your environment shaping your aspirations and, ultimately, your actions. The transformative decision, then, is to curate your circle with intention, to seek out those who are already where you aim to be, to connect with minds that challenge rather than comfort you. When you do, persistence becomes less of a solo struggle and more of a collective momentum that carries you through obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. If you recognize the power of persistent pressure in your own journey, type in the comments, "Mountains move for the persistent." As you combine unwavering persistence with the right allies, another dimension of achievement begins to emerge, the power of crystallized purpose that cuts through distraction like a blade through the fog of distraction and uncertainty. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring what truly drives transformational achievement at its core. Look around you. Most people are wandering through life as if it's a rehearsal. They wake without urgency, move without direction, chase dozens of half-hearted ambitions, and wonder why none materialize. This is the silent epidemic of our age: busy lives lacking purpose, movement without advancement, activity without achievement. The revelation that changes everything is what Neville Goddard called violent clarity of purpose. Not gentle preference, not casual interest, but a decision so sharp, so absolute, that it cuts through every distraction, every excuse, every ounce of hesitation. This level of clarity is revolutionary. It instantly separates those destined for greatness from those condemned to mediocrity. Behind the scenes of every remarkable achievement lies this foundation, a purpose defined with such precision that it eliminates the paralysis of indecision. When you know exactly what you want with unwavering certainty, decisions that once seemed complex become binary. Does this move me closer to my goal or not? If yes, you do it. If no, you eliminate it. This clarity becomes your armor against confusion, your compass in the wilderness of options. The hidden truth that most never realize is that vagueness is not just unhelpful, it's actively destructive to achievement. Every moment spent in uncertainty is energy leaked from your reservoir of potential. Every day without direction is momentum lost. The universe cannot deliver what you haven't clearly defined. This brings us to the mindset breakthrough that separates world changers from wishful thinkers: the willingness to burn everything else to the ground. Those who bend reality to their will aren't interested in their goal, they're obsessed. They recognize that scattered energy is powerless, while concentrated energy becomes unstoppable. Think of it this way: sunshine spread across a field merely warms the surface, but that same light focused through a magnifying glass ignites fire. Your attention, your resources, your time, all work the same way. When your purpose becomes the center of gravity, pulling every thought, every decision, every ounce of effort toward it, you develop a momentum that obstacles cannot resist. The journey of transformation demands this level of ruthless prioritization. It's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but with complete devotion. It's about saying no to 99 things so you can say yes to the one thing that matters. This isn't cruelty, it's clarity. You are building something vast, and anything that doesn't contribute to its construction is sabotage. When you operate with this level of focus, something remarkable happens. Resistance begins to shrink. Doubt loses its voice. The fog of uncertainty clears. You move from scattered sparks fading into darkness to a guided missile locked onto its target. If you're ready to embrace this level of clarity in your own life, type in the comments, "Clarity is my superpower." As your purpose crystallizes with this razor-sharp focus, another dimension emerges that further accelerates your achievement, the power of locking your mind onto a single target with such intensity that it becomes a force of nature that shapes your reality. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the untapped power that lies dormant within your mind, waiting to be activated through laser-like concentration. Consider this revelation. Your mind is the most sophisticated weapon on Earth, but without a specific target, it remains useless, like a missile without coordinates, like a compass without a destination. This is the awakening moment most never experience. They possess extraordinary mental capacity but allow it to dissipate like scattered sparks fading into darkness. The transformation begins when you understand that your mind requires precise direction to manifest its full potential. When you lock it onto a single purpose with unwavering focus, it becomes a guided missile, unstoppable, unerring, and impossibly powerful. This mental discipline isn't taught in traditional education, yet it's the foundation of every extraordinary achievement throughout history. Behind the scenes of innovation, artistic mastery, and entrepreneurial breakthroughs lies this common thread: minds that refuse to scatter their attention across dozens of targets. Instead, they channeled all their mental energy toward one blazing objective until the world had no choice but to yield. But here's the mindset shift that accelerates this process exponentially: writing down your goal with ruthless detail and precision. This isn't just helpful, it's fundamental to your success journey. Ambiguity is poison, precision is power. When you document exactly what you want, not vague wishes but specific outcomes with numbers, deadlines, and vivid descriptions, you create a blueprint that your subconscious mind recognizes as an irrefutable command. The hidden truth most miss is that vague goals create vague results. Your subconscious works like a supercomputer. It executes exactly what you program into it. No more, no less. When your instructions lack clarity, its tremendous power remains dormant, or worse, works against you by manifesting unclear outcomes. This precision creates what psychologists call cognitive clarity, a state where decision-making becomes effortless because your mind instantly recognizes what aligns with your goal and what doesn't. Make it so clear that you could describe it to a stranger in one sentence without hesitation. Name the number, name the deadline, name the exact result. Think about the difference between saying, "I want to be financially successful," versus, "I will build a $100,000 monthly passive income business by December 31st through my online platform that solves this specific problem for this specific audience." The first is a wish. The second is a command. The first confuses your mind. The second directs it with precision. This level of clarity doesn't just focus your conscious efforts, it reprograms your subconscious to scan the world for opportunities, connections, and resources that serve your mission. It works while you sleep, filtering reality through the lens of your clearly defined purpose. If you're ready to harness this level of mental focus, type in the comments, "My mind is locked on target." As you master this mental concentration and crystallize your goal with absolute clarity, another dimension of achievement emerges: the power of eliminating all possible routes of retreat to ensure inevitable success. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing one of the most counterintuitive yet powerful mindset shifts in the journey of achievement: the deliberate elimination of safety nets. History reveals an extraordinary pattern behind humanity's greatest accomplishments. When Hernán Cortés arrived in Mexico in 1519, he ordered his men to burn their ships, eliminating any possibility of retreat. This wasn't recklessness, it was strategic brilliance. When Alexander the Great invaded Persia, he too destroyed his fleet upon landing. Behind the scenes of these historic conquests lies a profound psychological truth. Humans access their highest capabilities only when retreat is impossible. The transformation begins when you make the conscious decision to burn the bridges behind you. This isn't metaphorical. It means deliberately removing every escape route, every plan B that gives your mind the option to retreat. When you leave yourself no way out, your subconscious will find the way forward. The mind becomes remarkably resourceful when survival becomes the only option. Think about your own journey. How often have backup plans actually served as unconscious saboteurs? The hidden truth is that keeping an escape hatch open divides your focus and weakens your resolve. It signals to your subconscious that failure is acceptable, that you're not fully committed to victory. This subtle doubt undermines your efforts before you even begin. But this principle extends beyond just eliminating retreats. The revelation that catapults achievement to an entirely new level is the ruthless elimination of anything not serving your definite purpose. Most people fail to realize that their resources, time, energy, attention, relationships, are finite and precious. Every moment spent on activities that don't move you closer to your goal actively steals from your mission. This requires brutal honesty with yourself. That social media habit, those unfocused conversations, those someday projects that drain your resources. Everything must be measured against a single standard. Does it contribute to my definite purpose or not? If the answer is no, it must be eliminated without hesitation. The mindset shift is recognizing that ruthless focus isn't cruelty. It's survival. You are building something vast and meaningful. Anything that does not contribute to its construction is, by definition, sabotage. This level of discipline feels uncomfortable at first, even extreme. But remember that extraordinary results require extraordinary measures. When you operate with this level of commitment, bridges burned behind you, resources aligned exclusively with your purpose, you access a power few ever experience. Decisions that once paralyzed you become effortless. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable appear as mere stepping stones. Your mind, no longer divided between various paths, channels its full force toward the single outcome you've commanded. If you're ready to eliminate your escape routes and focus your resources with absolute precision, type in the comments, "No retreat, only advance." As you master this ruthless elimination of distractions and safety nets, another dimension of achievement reveals itself: the clarity that emerges when every decision is measured against a single definitive standard that brings effortless power to your journey. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing the revolutionary simplicity that emerges when you operate with definite purpose. Think about the mental burden most people carry every day. The weight of countless decisions, each requiring energy, each draining their limited willpower. Should I take this opportunity? Should I pursue this relationship? Should I invest in this venture? The average person makes approximately 35,000 decisions daily. most while mentally exhausted and without clear criteria. This decision fatigue silently sabotages achievement. But when you operate with definite purpose, something remarkable happens. Decision-making undergoes a profound transformation. You gain what psychologists call decision-making clarity, perhaps the most underrated superpower in personal development. The breakthrough realization is this: when you have a single measuring stick, does this get me closer to my goal or not? Choices that once paralyzed you become almost automatic: yes or no, advance or decline, invest or withhold. This clarity becomes your armor against confusion, your shield against doubt, your weapon against procrastination. Behind the scenes of every extraordinary achievement lies this hidden truth: success is rarely about making perfect decisions. It's about making aligned decisions consistently and without hesitation. When your purpose is crystal clear, the fog of uncertainty lifts. The path forward becomes visible not because it's easier, but because your vision has sharpened. This clarity extends beyond major decisions into every aspect of your daily existence. How you spend your morning, who you engage with, what information you consume. Everything becomes subject to this single filter of advancement. The result is a life of remarkable alignment where every choice, large or small, propels you toward your definite purpose. But this journey demands more than just decision clarity. It requires what Neville Goddard called total commitment. The mindset revelation that separates the extraordinary from the average is the willingness to commit to your goal as if your life depends on it, because your future does. Half-hearted dedication leads only to frustration. Most people declare ambitions but maintain one foot firmly planted in comfort. They say they want greatness, but protect their evenings, their weekends, their excuses. They want the prize without paying the price, and so they never taste victory, only regret. This level of commitment feels uncomfortable, even extreme to most people. It demands sacrificing comfort, ignoring distractions, rejecting mediocrity in all its forms. It means giving up the shallow praise of the crowd for the silent grind of the mission. But this is precisely where transformation occurs, in the space beyond comfort, in the territory most never explore. When your commitment becomes total, when you approach your goal with the same intensity as breathing, the universe itself seems to bend to your will. Opportunities align, obstacles diminish, and what once seemed impossible gradually becomes inevitable. If this level of commitment resonates with your spirit, write in the comments, "I'm all in, no reservations." As your decision-making clarifies and your commitment deepens, another dimension of achievement begins to reveal itself. The power of making your purpose the center of your identity rather than just an external objective you're pursuing. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exposing the silent saboteur that derails most people's journey toward extraordinary achievement. Have you noticed the peculiar contradiction in how most approach their ambitions? They declare grand goals while simultaneously guarding their comfort zones with fierce protection. This is the shadow journey most never recognize, the attempt to straddle two worlds, keeping one foot firmly planted in comfort while reaching for greatness with the other. The revelation that transforms your pathway to success is recognizing this pattern in yourself. Most people say they want success, but they keep their evenings sacred. They say they want extraordinary achievement, but they protect their weekends. They claim to desire breakthrough results, but they cling to familiar routines and comfortable habits. This is not the path to metamorphosis. It's the recipe for eternal frustration. Behind the scenes of every remarkable accomplishment lies this common thread: the willingness to abandon comfort entirely in pursuit of purpose. The breakthrough mindset accepts that you cannot simultaneously protect your comfort zone and expand your achievement zone. They exist in opposition, and one must be sacrificed for the other to thrive. This isn't about needless suffering or martyrdom. It's about recognizing that extraordinary results demand extraordinary measures. The price of greatness is paid in full, not in comfortable installments. Those who want the prize without paying the price ensure only one outcome. They never taste true victory, only the bitter aftertaste of what could have been. But there's an even deeper dimension to this journey, one that transcends mere sacrifice and enters the realm of identity transformation. The ultimate mindset shift occurs when your purpose ceases to be something external you're pursuing and becomes an essential part of who you are. Neville Goddard understood this profound truth, that you don't merely achieve a goal, you become it first in consciousness. When you think about your objective upon waking, plan for it while walking, dream about it while sleeping, speak of it as if it's already yours. It transforms from something you want into something you embody. This integration of purpose and identity creates a singular power. When your goal becomes who you are, rather than just what you do, quitting feels like dying. Compromise becomes unthinkable. Obstacles that would deter others merely strengthen your resolve because they're not just attacking your goal, they're challenging your very essence. The revelation here is that identity drives behavior far more powerfully than willpower or discipline. When you declare "I am" rather than "I want," your subconscious mind aligns all your actions, thoughts, and decisions with that identity. You no longer need to force yourself to take action. Action becomes the natural expression of who you've become. If this resonates with your journey, write in the comments, "I don't want success. I am success." As your purpose fuses with your identity, creating an unbreakable foundation for achievement, another powerful dimension emerges. The careful curation of every word you speak about your journey and the deliberate shaping of your mental environment. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing perhaps the most overlooked yet powerful tool in your journey toward inevitable achievement: the words you speak about your dream. Most people remain completely unaware of the creative power contained in their everyday language. They casually speak of doubt, limitations, and potential failure, not realizing they're literally programming their subconscious mind to manifest those very outcomes. This blind spot in consciousness might be the single most significant barrier between mediocrity and mastery. The profound revelation that Neville Goddard emphasized throughout his teachings is this: your words are not merely descriptions of your reality, they are the architects of it. Every time you speak about your dream, you're either constructing its foundation or undermining it. When you declare, "I'll try," instead of "I will," when you say "hopefully" instead of "certainly," when you discuss the possibilities of failure rather than the inevitability of success, you're literally instructing your subconscious mind what blueprint to follow. The mindset transformation begins when you guard your tongue with the same vigilance you would guard any powerful weapon. Speak only of victory and progress, never of doubt or limitation. Discuss your goal not as a distant possibility, but as a present reality unfolding on schedule. This isn't delusion, it's deliberate programming of the most powerful computer on Earth, your mind. Behind the scenes of language lies another dimension rarely discussed in traditional achievement literature: the evolution of desire into something far more potent. Until your desire transforms from casual wish into burning obsession, you will never summon the power required to conquer significant challenges. This is the watershed moment that separates casual dreamers from unstoppable achievers. Casual wishes evaporate at the first sign of resistance. They lack the thermal energy to overcome even modest obstacles. But when desire evolves into obsession, when your goal dominates your thoughts, drives your decisions, and fuels your actions, you develop a force that can incinerate doubt, fear, and hesitation. The journey of transformation requires this level of intensity. Success doesn't go to the talented or the lucky. It goes to the obsessed, to those whose desire burns so hot that no obstacle can withstand its heat. When you reach this state, your goal is no longer something you merely want. It's something you must have, something you refuse to live without. This isn't about unhealthy fixation, but about channeling your life force with such laser-like precision that your purpose becomes the gravitational center of your existence. When desire reaches this intensity, the universe itself seems compelled to yield, as if recognizing a force it cannot deny. If you're ready to harness the creative power of your words and transform your desire into unstoppable obsession, write in the comments, "My words create my reality." As you master the alchemy of language and develop desire that transcends casual wishing, another crucial dimension of achievement emerges, the cultivation of desire so fierce it feels like survival itself that powers all extraordinary achievement. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by examining the crucial difference between ordinary wanting and the unstoppable force that Neville Goddard called survival-level desire. Consider this profound truth. Most people merely prefer success. They would like achievement. They find the idea of mastery appealing, but this lukewarm wanting is precisely why they remain stuck in mediocrity. The revelation that changes everything is understanding that mild desire produces mild results. Transformational achievement requires desire so fierce it feels like survival itself. Think about a drowning person's relationship to air. There is no hesitation, no procrastination, no weighing of options. There is only the primal, all-consuming need for oxygen. This is the intensity your desire must reach to overcome the inevitable obstacles on your journey. When you want something with this level of intensity, failure becomes irrelevant, rejection becomes meaningless, fatigue becomes invisible. The mindset breakthrough occurs when you recognize that nothing can stop the person who would rather die than quit. This isn't hyperbole. It's the psychological reality behind every extraordinary achievement in human history. Behind the scenes of every breakthrough, every innovation, every unprecedented accomplishment lies this common thread. Desire so powerful it transformed from mere wanting into existential necessity. But here's the hidden truth. Most achievement literature never addresses. This level of desire isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you deliberately cultivate through consistent, intentional practice. Like a muscle, desire grows stronger when exercised daily and atrophies when neglected. The journey of transformation demands that you feed your desire systematically, nurturing it until it becomes the dominant force in your consciousness. This begins with the simple yet powerful practice of writing down your goal and reading it aloud with genuine intensity and emotion each morning and evening. This isn't a mechanical exercise. It's a ritual of programming your mind. Combine this with vivid visualization, seeing your goal with such clarity that your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between the imagined scene and physical reality. This isn't daydreaming, it's deliberate mental rehearsal. When you see, feel, hear, taste, and touch your achievement in your imagination with consistency and emotional intensity, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways to accept this outcome as inevitable. The revelation that accelerates this process is understanding that your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between vividly imagined experiences and actual events. When you immerse yourself in the achieved state with all your senses engaged, your mind begins operating as if that reality already exists, drawing to you the people, opportunities, and resources needed to manifest it physically. If you're committed to cultivating this level of unstoppable desire, write in the comments, "My desire is my fuel." As your Desire intensifies into an unstoppable force through daily nurturing. Another dimension of achievement emerges: the deliberate elimination of anything that might diminish your hunger for your journey toward inevitable success. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a counterintuitive truth that most achievement literature overlooks entirely: the danger of comfort in the pursuit of greatness. Consider this revelation. Comfort is the silent assassin of ambition. It doesn't attack with the obvious force of rejection or failure. Instead, it whispers seductively that you can wait, that you can slow down, that tomorrow is just as good as today. This voice feels reasonable, even wise, but behind the scenes, it's systematically dismantling your momentum, one small compromise at a time. The mindset breakthrough occurs when you recognize comfort not as a reward, but as an obstacle, something to be overcome rather than embraced. This perspective shift transforms how you approach your environment. You begin to intentionally eliminate anything that dulls your hunger for achievement: the soft bed that keeps you sleeping instead of rising early, the entertainment that consumes hours better invested in your purpose, the relationships that encourage settling rather than stretching. This isn't about embracing needless suffering. It's about recognizing that the path to transformation requires a certain productive discomfort, the kind that keeps your edge sharp and your hunger alive. Keep visible reminders of why you must succeed everywhere: your goals written on mirrors, motivational triggers on your phone, evidence of your vision surrounding your workspace. These constant prompts maintain your intensity when comfort would lull you into complacency. But there's an even deeper dimension to sustainable achievement, one that transcends external motivators entirely. The ultimate revelation is understanding that your goal must be tied to something far more profound than material rewards or social recognition. When your objective becomes intertwined with your very identity and legacy, it creates a power that ordinary motivation cannot touch. This is the psychological catalyst that transforms wanting into being. When success isn't something you pursue, but someone you are becoming, quitting feels like a form of death. It becomes unthinkable, not because of external consequences, but because it would violate your deepest sense of self. This integration of purpose and identity creates a resilience that withstands any obstacle. Consider what happens when your goal shifts from "I want to build a successful business" to "I am an entrepreneur who creates value for others." From "I want to write a book" to "I am a writer who shares important ideas." This identity-level commitment activates parts of your psyche that mere goal setting cannot reach. It aligns your subconscious drivers with your conscious intentions, eliminating the internal conflict that sabotages most achievement journeys. If this deeper connection between identity and achievement resonates with you, write in the comments, "I am my purpose, not just its pursuer." As you forge this unbreakable bond between your identity and your goal, another crucial dimension emerges: the strength to ignore those who would discourage your extraordinary vision, with unwavering confidence in your vision. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing one of the most crucial psychological barriers you'll face on your journey: the well-intentioned dream killers who surround you. Have you noticed how quickly people offer reasons why your ambitious goals can't be achieved? This isn't coincidence. It's a revealing phenomenon that exposes a painful truth about human nature. Most people have surrendered their own dreams, compromised their own standards, and settled for far less than they once imagined possible. And nothing threatens their narrative of "that's just how life is" more than someone who refuses to accept those same limitations. The revelation that transforms your path forward is recognizing that their discouragement isn't really about you. It's about them, their skepticism, their practical advice, Their suggestions to lower your expectations, these are all projections of their own surrendered ambitions. Behind the scenes of their well-meaning warnings lies their own unresolved regret. The mindset breakthrough happens when you develop selective hearing, when your desire for achievement becomes deaf to negativity, focused only on the voices that elevate rather than diminish your vision. This isn't about arrogance or dismissing genuine feedback. It's about guarding the precious resource of your belief with fierce protection, recognizing that doubt is contagious and exposure to it weakens your momentum. But there's an even deeper dimension to sustainable achievement that few ever recognize: the fundamental difference between temporary motivation and permanent desire. The hidden truth is that motivation, while useful, is fundamentally unreliable. It's an emotional state that fluctuates with circumstances. It's high when things go well and vanishes when obstacles arise. It's present when you're rested and disappears when you're exhausted. The transformation occurs when you stop depending on motivation and build instead on burning desire. Unlike motivation, genuine desire doesn't require optimal conditions. It doesn't fade when you're tired. It makes you rise even when exhausted. It doesn't disappear when things go wrong. It fights harder when everything collapses. It doesn't need external inspiration. It generates its own internal fire. This distinction illuminates why most people start strong but fade quickly. They rely on the fleeting energy of motivation rather than cultivating the sustainable power of desire. Motivation asks, "Do I feel like doing this today?" Desire declares, "This will be done, regardless of how I feel." This is the psychological engine that powers achievement through the inevitable valleys of fatigue, setback, and doubt. If you're ready to rise above the limitations others would place on you and build achievement on the foundation of permanent desire rather than temporary motivation, write in the comments, "My desire outlasts my challenges," as you develop immunity to discouragement and build achievement on the foundation of burning desire rather than fleeting motivation. Another crucial dimension emerges: the power of absolute faith in your inevitable success, even when circumstances suggest defeat. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing the invisible force behind every extraordinary achievement in human history, the power of absolute faith. This is where the true alchemy of manifestation occurs. Most people approach their goals with hope or wishful thinking, but Neville Goddard understood that faith operates on an entirely different frequency. The revelation that transforms your journey is recognizing that faith is not hoping or wishing. It's the absolute conviction that what you desire is already yours. It's seeing the finish line before you take the first step. It's declaring victory before you even enter the battlefield. Think about how differently you would approach your goals if you had absolute certainty of their fulfillment. The hesitation that normally accompanies action would vanish. The doubt that typically clouds decisions would clear. You would move with a confidence and clarity that no obstacle could diminish. This mental certainty becomes the invisible engine that pulls you forward when logic screams to quit. The mindset breakthrough happens when you understand that faith is not a passive quality that some possess and others don't. It's a psychological muscle that you deliberately strengthen through consistent practice. You build faith like a fortress, brick by brick, day by day, through visualization, affirmation, and immersion in the feeling of your fulfilled desire. You train your mind to accept your success as inevitable until doubt can find no purchase in your consciousness. Behind the scenes of every remarkable achievement lies this hidden truth. The world will test your faith. It will throw failures at you, losses, delays, rejection, setbacks that make even the strongest question their worth. And when these challenges come, only faith will keep you moving. When everything collapses, when no external evidence supports your vision, faith whispers, "Take one more step." This is precisely where most people fall. They begin with excitement, but never build belief strong enough to withstand resistance. The moment they face opposition, doubt creeps in. Their mind whispers, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe it's not meant for me, maybe this is impossible. From that moment, their energy dies. The revelation is understanding that doubt poisons effort. It drains speed, blurs vision, destroys consistency. The transformation comes when you recognize that the mind will always prove itself right. If you secretly believe you will fail, your subconscious will guide you toward failure. If you deeply believe success is inevitable, your subconscious will find a way to make it so. This isn't mystical thinking, it's psychological programming. The mind that believes in victory will continue seeking solutions when the doubting mind has long surrendered. If this resonates with your journey, write in the comments, "My faith is my foundation." As your faith grows into an unshakable foundation for achievement, another dimension emerges that reinforces this powerful mindset: the deliberate control of every word you speak about your journey, and transforms into the voice that guides your mind toward inevitable success. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the battleground where achievement is truly won or lost, the territory of your inner dialogue. Most people remain completely unaware of the constant programming happening in their own minds. Every thought you think, every word you speak to yourself is either moving you toward your vision or away from it. This isn't philosophy. It's neuroscience. Your brain physically reconstructs itself based on the patterns of your thinking. Negative, doubtful self-talk literally rewires your neural pathways to expect and create more negative outcomes. The revelation that transforms this inner landscape is recognizing that you can intentionally rewire your mind through disciplined language. This goes beyond mere positive thinking. It's deliberate mental reprogramming. Replace if with when. Substitute I hope with I will. Eliminate I'll try and insert I am. These aren't semantic games, they're precision instructions to your subconscious mind. Your internal dialogue isn't just commentary on your reality, it's the architect of it. When you catch yourself in doubt, immediately override it with certainty. When fear whispers, "This might not work," immediately counter with, "This is already working." This mental discipline becomes the invisible foundation supporting everything you build externally. Behind the scenes of this linguistic mastery lies another powerful dimension: the deliberate creation of your future through systematic visualization. This practice has been misunderstood as mere daydreaming, but Neville Goddard revealed its true nature as one of the most potent manifestation techniques available to the human mind. The mindset breakthrough occurs when you understand that visualization isn't just helpful, it's essential programming of your subconscious. When you see yourself achieving your goal in vivid detail each day, feeling the emotions, hearing the sounds, experiencing the reward, you're creating neural pathways that your brain cannot distinguish from actual experience. This isn't fantasy, it's mental rehearsal of inevitable success. The revelation is that your subconscious mind accepts images as reality. It doesn't judge whether what you're seeing is happening now or will happen later. It simply accepts the vivid pictures you feed it as instructions to be manifested. When you consistently immerse yourself in the achieved state, your subconscious begins orienting all your perceptions, decisions, and actions toward creating that outcome in physical reality. This practice requires discipline. Close your eyes each morning and evening and walk through your success in complete sensory detail. Don't just see it, feel it. Don't just imagine it, experience it. This isn't casual visualization. It's deliberate imprinting of success patterns into your neural architecture. If these techniques of mental mastery resonate with you, write in the comments, "I control my inner world." As you gain mastery over your inner language and visualization, another powerful dimension emerges, the deliberate curation of your external environment to reinforce rather than undermine your vision, that shapes the landscape where your vision either flourishes or withers. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing the often overlooked social dimension of achievement. The people you allow into your inner circle. Have you noticed how certain interactions leave you energized and expanded, while others drain your confidence and cloud your vision? This isn't coincidence. It's the invisible influence of your social ecosystem at work. The revelation that transforms your journey is recognizing that the people around you are either elevating your conviction or eroding it. There is no neutral ground in this territory. The breakthrough understanding is that people who doubt your vision aren't just expressing opinions. They're literally planting seeds of fear in your mental garden that, if allowed to take root, grow into psychological paralysis. Their skepticism isn't harmless. It's contagious. Their limitations aren't just their own. They become yours if you permit continued exposure to their mindset. Behind the scenes of every extraordinary achievement lies this common thread: deliberate curation of relationships. This isn't about arrogance or isolation, it's about psychological protection. Your belief system is your most precious asset, and those who consistently undermine it must be kept at a careful distance, regardless of their intentions or relationship to you. The mindset. Transformation occurs when you intentionally align yourself with those who speak the language of possibility, who see greatness in you even before it's fully expressed, who expect excellence rather than mediocrity. When you stand among such minds, your own conviction elevates naturally. Their energy fuses with yours, creating a collective momentum that carries you through obstacles that would stop you individually. But there's an even deeper dimension to manifestation that most misunderstand. Entirely, the relationship between faith and action. The revelation that changes everything is recognizing that faith is not passive waiting or blind hope. It's the active demonstration of belief through relentless forward motion. This is where many spiritual teachings are misinterpreted. True faith doesn't sit still waiting for miracles. It moves with certainty toward its vision, proving its belief through consistent action. Every time you act with courage, despite uncertainty, you're not just advancing toward your goal, you're proving your capability to yourself. This evidence strengthens faith, and strengthened faith inspires bolder action, creating an upward spiral of achievement. The transformation begins when you understand that faith and action aren't separate concepts, they're two sides of the same coin. Faith without action is fantasy, action without faith is mechanical, but when they merge, when belief drives action and action reinforces belief, you create an unstoppable force that the universe itself seems compelled to respect. If you recognize the power of this alliance between faith and action in your own journey, write in the comments, "Faith moves mountains through my hands." As you cultivate relationships that elevate your vision and prove your belief through consistent action, another critical dimension emerges. The focused acquisition of specialized knowledge that transforms your passion into power and transforms your passion into extraordinary value. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a fundamental truth that separates high achievers from the perpetually average: the power of specialized knowledge. Look around at our information-saturated world. Most people are drowning in facts, yet starving for transformation. They know a little about everything, but not enough about anything to create genuine impact. This is the silent epidemic of our age. Broad and shallow knowledge that fills conversations, but rarely builds empires. The revelation that changes everything is recognizing that general knowledge makes you common, while specialized knowledge makes you powerful. The marketplace doesn't reward those who know something about everything. It rewards those who know everything about something and can use it to produce results. Power emerges when your mind becomes a laser, not a lantern, concentrated rather than scattered. Behind the scenes of every extraordinary achievement lies this pattern. One person went deeper than others dared. They chose a single path, a singular skill, one focused obsession, and they mastered it so completely that the world had no choice but to notice. This is the blueprint of mastery: depth over breadth, precision over generality. The mindset breakthrough occurs when you escape the trap of endless consumption and enter the discipline of targeted learning. Specialized knowledge isn't random, it's purposeful. It isn't chosen to entertain the mind, but to equip it for your specific mission. It turns your passion from mere interest into a formidable weapon that cuts through competition like a blade through paper. This journey of transformation demands ruthless focus in your learning. The revelation is understanding that knowledge, like energy, creates impact only when concentrated. Most scatter their attention across dozens of subjects, collecting information like souvenirs, interesting but ultimately useless. The master takes a different approach, asking, "What exact knowledge will make me unstoppable in achieving my definite purpose?" Cut away everything that doesn't serve this mission. Concentrate your learning like a blade, rather than scattering it like seeds in the wind. Determine what you must know to achieve your singular goal, and then devote yourself to knowing it better than anyone alive. This isn't arrogance, it's strategy. The world pays premium prices for specialized expertise that solves specific problems. The hidden truth most miss is that specialized knowledge isn't found in casual browsing or entertainment disguised as education. It's built through immersion, through deliberate practice, through the patient accumulation of insights that others overlook. While the masses flit from topic to topic, you drill deeper into your chosen field, discovering nuances and connections invisible to the casual observer. If you're ready to transform your learning from scattered consumption to focused mastery, write in the comments, "Depth creates my destiny." As you build specialized knowledge focused precisely on your purpose, another dimension emerges that transforms knowledge into results. The immediate application of what you learn through consistent practice and implementation. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring an often overlooked truth that separates those who merely know from those who actually achieve: the immediate application of knowledge. The world is filled with walking encyclopedias, people who consume books, courses, seminars, and podcasts, yet never translate that information into tangible results. This creates the illusion of progress while keeping them trapped in perpetual preparation. The revelation that transforms this pattern is understanding that knowledge unused is not just dormant, it actively dies within your mind, fading like footprints in sand. The mindset breakthrough happens when you recognize that information by itself has no value. The transformation occurs only when knowledge is converted into skill through immediate application. This isn't just helpful, it's essential to the learning process. The mind remembers what the hands perform. Every time you apply what you learn, your understanding deepens, your confidence grows, and your value multiplies exponentially. Behind the scenes of mastery lies this common thread: doers who implement immediately, even imperfectly, rather than thinkers who wait for perfect understanding. The world doesn't pay for what you know. It pays for what you can do with what you know. Knowledge creates potential. Application creates results. And in this economy of outcomes, results are the only currency that matters. Consider how differently you'd approach learning if you committed to applying every new insight within 24 hours of discovering it. This decision alone would revolutionize your growth trajectory, creating a bridge between abstract understanding and concrete capability that most never cross. But there's an even deeper dimension to this journey, one that accelerates your development beyond what most think possible. The revelation is that expertise isn't built through random exposure, but through systematic, deliberate practice. Most people approach learning haphazardly, without structure or strategy, and wonder why their progress stalls. The transformation begins when you establish a disciplined approach to developing expertise, when you treat your mind like the invaluable asset it is and invest in it accordingly. This means setting specific hours for daily study, creating detailed learning plans that build upon previous knowledge, and tracking your growth with the precision of a scientist documenting experiments. This systematic approach to learning isn't common because it isn't comfortable. It demands consistency when motivation fades, focused attention when distractions beckon, and measured progress when results seem invisible. But this is precisely why it separates the extraordinary from the average. While others consume information randomly, you build expertise deliberately, brick by brick, insight by insight, skill by skill. If you're ready to transform knowledge into action through immediate application and systematic learning, write in the comments, "Implementation is my advantage." As you develop the habit of immediate application and establish a systematic approach to learning, another dimension emerges that gives structure to your journey. The power of organized planning that transforms dreams into destiny through methodical execution and careful design. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing the architectural framework that transforms raw ambition into realized achievement, the power of organized planning. Consider this profound truth. Dreams without a plan are fantasies, but dreams with a plan become destiny. Raw desire, burning faith, and deep knowledge are undeniably powerful, but without organized planning, they scatter like sparks in the wind. Power without structure is merely wasted energy. The revelation that changes everything is understanding that success is not accidental, it's engineered. The world is filled with talented individuals who wanted success, who even believed in it with conviction, but never sat down to carve a clear path to get there. They left their future to chance, and chance rewarded them with nothing. Behind the scenes of every remarkable achievement lies this common thread, not just inspiration, but meticulous design. The great ones don't stumble into victory, they architect it. The mindset breakthrough occurs when you recognize that planning isn't just helpful, it's the skeleton that gives form to your vision. Without it, your days will drift. Without it, your actions will scatter. Without it, you will confuse movement with progress and waste years running in circles. Organized planning turns vague intention into precise direction. It transforms hope into measurable steps. It gives your purpose a heartbeat. This journey of transformation begins by defining your exact goal in specific, measurable terms. Vague goals breed vague results. The mind cannot pursue fog, it needs targets with crystal clarity. From there you break down this destination into milestones, smaller victories that build momentum toward the larger one. Each milestone must have a deadline, because a goal without a deadline is merely a wish. A deadline transforms it into a command. But here's where the hidden truth of achievement emerges, the power of converting milestones into specific daily actions. Your days are the building blocks of your destiny. The revelation is understanding that extraordinary achievement isn't built through occasional heroic efforts, but through consistent, precisely targeted daily actions. Plan each day with military precision, knowing before you wake exactly which tasks will drive you forward. This level of planning feels excessive to most people, which is precisely why most people remain average. They rely on memory, mood, or motivation rather than structure. But discipline isn't born from emotion. It's born from architecture. While others drift through chaos, you move like a blade through the air, silent, precise, unstoppable. If you're ready to transform your dreams from vague wishes into engineered inevitabilities through organized planning, write in the comments, "My plan is my blueprint." As you develop your organized plan and convert it into precise daily actions, another dimension emerges that ensures your momentum never falters. The power of consistent review and adaptation that keeps you aligned with changing circumstances, even as circumstances change and new information emerges. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a critical dimension that most achievement literature overlooks entirely: the power of ruthless self-assessment and strategic adaptation. Think about this revelation. No plan survives unchanged when it collides with reality. This isn't failure. It's the nature of complex journeys. The difference between those who reach their destination and those who remain lost is not the perfection of their initial plan, but their willingness to measure progress honestly and adapt quickly when evidence suggests a better path. The mindset breakthrough occurs when you establish a rhythm of regular review, stepping back weekly to measure your advancement with the dispassion of a scientist rather than the attachment of a creator. What's working, what's failing, what must be intensified or abandoned. This isn't casual reflection, but ruthless self-assessment that keeps your edge sharp and your trajectory true. Behind the scenes of every remarkable achievement lies this common thread: the courage to face reality rather than cling to fantasy. Most people become emotionally attached to their original plans, defending them even when results clearly indicate the need for adjustment. The hidden truth is that ego blinds more travelers than any external obstacle. The need to prove you were right becomes more important than actually winning. The transformation begins when you understand that the goal isn't to validate your initial approach, it's to reach your destination by whatever path proves most effective. This requires intellectual humility rare in our culture, the willingness to acknowledge when your assumptions were wrong and pivot without hesitation or emotional baggage. But there's another dimension to this journey that few master: the deliberate protection of your most precious resource. The revelation that changes everything is recognizing that time is the currency that funds your dreams. Unlike money, reputation, or even knowledge, time can never be recovered once spent. Every hour invested in distractions, shallow tasks, or the drama of other people is permanently deducted from your life's account. This understanding transforms how you approach each day. You begin guarding your hours like the treasures they are, ruthlessly eliminating activities that don't serve your definite purpose. You recognize that saying yes to what doesn't matter means saying no to what does. While others allow their attention to be hijacked by whatever appears urgent, you move with intention, investing each moment in activities that compound toward your vision. The mindset shift occurs when you stop seeing time management as merely helpful and recognize it as fundamental to achievement. Your calendar becomes a battlefield where you defend your dreams against the constant invasion of distractions. This isn't about becoming rigid or joyless. It's about ensuring that every hour serves your plan, either through direct advancement or necessary renewal. If you're ready to embrace ruthless self-assessment and protect your time with fierce intention, write in the comments, "Time is my most valuable asset." As you develop the discipline of regular review and zealous time protection, another dimension emerges that ensures your plan maintains constant visibility: the power of keeping your objectives front and center in your awareness through constant visual reinforcement. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a psychological dimension that seems deceptively simple, yet creates profound transformation in your achievement journey: the power of making your plan continuously visible. Consider this revelation. The mind moves toward what it sees repeatedly. This isn't philosophy, it's neuroscience. Your reticular activating system, the filtering mechanism in your brain, prioritizes information it encounters frequently. The breakthrough understanding is that a plan kept hidden, tucked away in a drawer or buried in a digital file, will inevitably be forgotten, regardless of its brilliance or detail. The journey of transformation begins when you make your plan visually inescapable. Place it where your eyes naturally fall, on your wall, your desk, your phone background, your mirror. This isn't about decoration, it's about neural programming. Each visual encounter burns your objectives deeper into your consciousness until they become part of your identity, shifting from external goals to internal drivers. Behind the scenes of extraordinary achievement lies this common thread: environmental design that makes success the path of least resistance. When your plan remains constantly visible, it infiltrates your subconscious mind, aligning your automatic thoughts and intuitive decisions with your conscious intentions. This alignment creates a powerful convergence that accelerates achievement beyond what willpower alone could accomplish. The mindset shift occurs when you understand that visibility isn't just helpful, it's essential to sustaining focus in a world designed to fragment your attention. While others store their dreams in hidden places and wonder why motivation fades, you create an environment that makes forgetting impossible. Your plan becomes as present in your awareness as the furniture in your home, a constant, unquestioned reality rather than an occasional visitor to your consciousness. But the ultimate revelation in the journey toward extraordinary achievement transcends all techniques and strategies. It rests on the foundation of perhaps the single most powerful force in human psychology: persistence that refuses to surrender regardless of circumstances. This is where the final transformation occurs. Most people quit when obstacles arise, when timelines extend, when enthusiasm fades. But the breakthrough understanding is that the one who persists cannot be defeated, only delayed. When you continue advancing despite all resistance, what once seemed impossible gradually, inevitably becomes reality. The hidden truth behind every remarkable achievement isn't talent, luck, or perfect strategy. It's the unyielding decision to continue when all logical reasons to stop are screaming in your ears. Persistence turns adversity into ammunition. Each setback that would break others merely strengthens your resolve. Each failure that would end others' journeys becomes fuel for your determination. If this journey of persistent visibility resonates with the path you're walking, write in the comments, "I persist until victory." As you develop the habit of making your plan inescapably visible and cultivate persistence that refuses to surrender, the final piece of the achievement puzzle emerges, the decisive command to yourself that activates all these principles simultaneously. And now, as we reach this moment of shared understanding, I want to acknowledge something important. The fact that you've stayed with me throughout this exploration isn't just coincidence. There's a reason these words found you today. The principles Neville Goddard revealed aren't just motivational concepts, they're the psychological architecture that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary journeys. I hope you felt that subtle shift in your consciousness as we've explored these ideas together, that growing certainty that perhaps the limitations you've accepted aren't as solid as they once seemed, that perhaps the distance between your current reality and your deepest desires isn't nearly as vast as you imagined. Remember, what separates those who merely dream from those who actually achieve isn't some mysterious talent or lucky circumstance. It's the deliberate application of these principles we've discussed. It's that unwavering focus on a single goal, that burning desire that refuses to be extinguished, that persistence that grinds mountains into dust. If you've found value in this perspective, I'd love for you to become part of our community by subscribing to this channel. Each week, we dive deep into these transformative principles, exploring not just the what, but the how of extraordinary achievement. This isn't about quick fixes or temporary motivation. It's about fundamental transformation of how you approach your deepest ambitions. If these ideas have resonated with your spirit, let me know by leaving a comment saying, "I command my destiny." I read every comment personally and find such inspiration in hearing about your journeys. And if you found this conversation meaningful, that simple click on the like button helps others discover these principles too, creating ripples of transformation far beyond what we might imagine. Right next to this video, you'll find another exploration that builds directly on what we've discussed today. Click through and continue this journey with me as we go even deeper into the art and science of deliberate creation. Until next time, remember, the distance between where you stand and where you dream to be isn't crossed by luck or talent. It's conquered by sheer, relentless will. And that will is already within you, waiting to be commanded.